Hello, my comic book lovers. This is your friend, your boy, your buddy, Mario Kusakabe, bringing you another episode of Comic Con Sabor. This is episode 41. 41 episodes. Man, that's a lot. That is a lot. And I want to thank you guys for it because you guys were there since the beginning. So this week's episode is a series. It's an arc that I wanted to do for a long time. It's the death of Superman, which we all know it was from the 1990s. And it ran from Superman Man of Steel 18, Justice League of America number 69, Superman 74, Adventures of Superman 497, Action Comics 684, and of course with the finale Superman 75, which came in two different covers. No, actually it came on the black cover, or cover with the, oof, my God, I'm getting a little emotional already. I'm not gonna front. When I heard about this story, when I read the story of Superman dying, it was very impactful. I remember I was in high school. I was talking to one of my boys, and he's like, "Bro, they're gonna bring him back." But the whole struggle, the whole arc, what I liked about it, it was just a contest of wills between Doomsday and Superman, and who will prevail. Simple as that. Doomsday was more or less created from Krypton. He was a genetic manipulation from Kryptonian scientists from the savage planet that it was, Krypton, before it became the evolutionary marvel that it was before its destruction. So Superman going more or less with the first super ultra jacked up Kryptonian, and we see how strong Doomsday is going through Justice League and any other superhero that they would throw at him. And Superman going toe-to-toe. Literally, half of the United States was destroyed. And the battle ended in Metropolis. It was a very emotional. I'm not going to front. When I read that issue, Superman 75, like, I remember my father is like, "Are you good?" And my uncle as well. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And I'm not gonna front. I went when they did the funeral in the city. We found out not online because there was no online at that time. And I was going to school wearing, in black with my armband. And all my boys are like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Bruh." Like, you know what, dude? We respect that. And it was very emotional. And then it was just crazy. But I have to give to the creative team of DC Comics at that time. They did a fantastic story because it was just raw power versus raw power. It was no contact. And what I liked about it, with each page, the format would get smaller. It started big and then 5, 4, but you sit in each page, and then until the last issue, it was just one massive for each page until the last page, which it was very well done by DC Comics. And until today, it is one of those emotional comics, especially if you're a fan of Superman. Those of you guys know I'm a huge fan of Superman. Superman is my dude, will always be my dude. And yeah, this was very emotional. Very emotional. I'm not gonna front. My father was like, "Yo, chill." I'm like, "Hey, my boys, Shorty at the time, she was like, "You okay, man? ¿Estás bien?" Yeah, I'm good. It was good, but it was a fantastic story. Fantastic story about love, about passion, about his commitment and drive, because knowing that this is the first actual villain or entity that he cannot outmuscle right away. It was just like, wow, this is the first time you actually see Superman like ultra vulnerable. And you see it on his face and like each panel. I'm like, this was awesome. I have to say it is one of the best comic book stories that I read. I know a lot of you guys are going to say, yo, these are the stories. I'm like, yes, I get it. But as a Superman fan, this is top notch for me. I know there's other stories that I have said that it's really good, but this is top notch. So yeah. So yeah, guys, this was this week's episode. I hope you guys like it. The Death of Superman by DC Comics. If you guys can do me a huge favor, you could like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps me tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. You guys can watch this episode and many more at InnerCityGeeks.net. And of course, in my YouTube channel. Alright guys, see you next week. Lots of love.